Welcome back to It Was Never a Phase Games. My name is TJ, and on this channel, this is where I am documenting my journey of collecting old video games from my childhood and reliving that nostalgia. And if you didn't see the most recent video, I stumbled across a ton of my old childhood games in a crawl space. So make sure you go back and check that out, where I found that and all of that. And in today's video, now, this isn't really about the money. My journey of collecting is not about the monetary value of collecting these older video games, but it is something worth noting. And I was kind of curious just to see, with the current condition, what games I had complete in box, what games I didn't, the manuals, all of that stuff. I was curious as to what my collection was worth, and that is something that we are going to be taking a look at in today's video. I got everything pulled up on Pricecharting. And some of these things surprise me, and they may surprise you as well. But let's just jump straight into what we have here. Now, I logged everything that we had just recently found on Pricecharting. And I liked using this because you can differentiate between like complete in box, whether you have the box only, whether you have the cartridge only, manual only, whatever the case may be, you can at least find the value. And it pulls off of eBay sales and everything. So I was actually pretty happy with what I was seeing as far as that goes. And we have this currently set up price high to low, and we're going to work down from the most valuable to the least valuable. And there was definitely some ones that surprised me on this list. And we're going to start off with Pokemon Sapphire. This is when I did the research. I knew this was the most expensive, over $300 currently. And this one is probably in the best condition. I just recently uploaded a short talking about the condition of this. I have everything for this, even the sealed promo card, and this one's in such pristine condition. I think the value is a little bit over probably closer to $350. So yeah, that was kind of cool to see, and definitely Pokemon leading the way. You can see Pokemon Gold also leading the way, close to $300 for that. Now, I do have a Pokemon Blue that you can see over here. That one is cartridge only. I don't know where the box went. I was not able to find it. So that's one of those ones where I need to find that box. But I like being able to list these. You can see obviously right here, the most valuable items are the complete in-box games, obviously. But what I did not expect to see on this list is Harvest Moon 64 being the third most valuable game in this collection, $232. That really surprised me. This box and manual are in great shape. The game shows normal signs of wear, you know, playing it as a kid, taking it in and out. But I didn't expect these N64 games to be quite this high. We also have Paper Mario at almost $200. One of my absolute favorite games growing up was Paper Mario. This box is really in pristine condition with the manual. So if you want to take a deeper look at some of these, make sure you're subscribed, because I will post shorts or other content like really taking a closer look at this stuff. And also I have more to add here on Pricecharting in the future to my collection. I have all my old consoles as well, and possibly some of the boxes for those. I'm still looking for where those might be in storage. So there is more to have be added on the channel and more to talk about. I have a lot of GameCube stuff that we haven't even talked about as well. Now that stuff I'll have, most of that is complete in box as well. So it'll be interesting to see the values there when we start to add that stuff in. But Super Smash Brothers as well at 161 complete in box. This box had a little bit more wear, but not as crazy. Pokemon Pinball 146. This one does have a crease like right here on the Game Boy side where it's holographic, so it's kind of obvious. So maybe this one might be worth a little bit less. Star Fox 64, complete in box, right here you can see $161, and we will reveal the total value at the end of the video in a second. I just wanted to go through some of the other items. You can see all of these are complete in box, and then we get to our first differentiator here, which was surprising. Pokemon Snap at 122, Pokemon trading card game for Game Boy Color. I played the crap out of this game as a kid, and I really enjoyed this game a lot. So this is one that I was very, very happy to see in my collection. That box is absolutely mint as well. Same with Pokemon Snap, but Pokemon Leaf Green. I once upon a time had everything for this, but I cannot find the box and manual or anything. So this is cartridge only, but I didn't know that the cartridge only for Leaf Green was around $120. So that's kind of wild to me, not being in the game side of things until recently. Obviously, you can see behind me a big card collector, but I wasn't aware. Like I said, this kind of reawoke a passion in me, and we'll definitely have other videos down the road in which I talk about like where I want my collection to go and kind of what my goals are. But for now, I'm just kind of documenting the process so we can go on this journey together. You guys can see, and then I can come back and reference these videos. Just to kind of see where I am, because the Pokemon card thing for me kind of blew up pretty quick. Is a big addiction and still obviously very heavy. So it'll be interesting to see how I handle the video game side of things. Dragon Warrior Monsters was another game I played pretty heavily on my Game Boy Color. 113 complete in box. We got a few more N64 games complete in box. I think Banjo-Kazooie, the box is in a little rougher shape. But Donkey Kong 64 and Super Mario 64 are in great condition. The manuals for those as well. So it was nice to see that as well. Super Mario 64, obviously, I played so much of that as a kid. You can see the values here. Sorry, my screen was blocking. 112, 112, 111. Harvest Moon 2. For Game Boy Color did surprise me with this price, complete in box at 107. That one was a little surprising. Bomberman Max Blue Champion, I remember really enjoying this game as a kid. It was around $100. Donkey Kong Racing, this is where things start to come down a little bit. Superman, one of the worst games ever created, complete in box, worth around $80. This game is horrible. Definitely one of the worst games I ever played. Even knew that as a young kid. I had the Scooby-Doo game, complete in box. Now, Dragon Warrior 1 and 2, I can't find my game. I have the box and manual. But they put box and manual at $71. The box is in great shape. Asteroids, complete in box. Here's my Pokemon Blue that I was referencing earlier. Cartridge only at $55. I will be getting everything for that eventually, because I just have to have it. That one bummed me out, obviously being my first game, but at least I have the cartridge. So that's kind of what this is just about, is reliving the nostalgia. We had an F-Zero Game Boy Advance game I remember playing heavily, and NFL Blitz is one that I went back to as an adult many times, pulling out my N64 and playing NFL Blitz. So that one is fun for me, not worth quite as much. Space Invaders for N64. I beat this game many times. It's not very difficult, but it's one I played in my childhood a lot. Sword of Mana, I'm missing the game. The cartridge, don't know where it went. A lot of my Game Boy Advance stuff, I had way more Game Boy Advance stuff. Just, I don't know where it all went. I don't even have my original Game Boy Advance or my Game Boy Advance SP anymore. I have no idea where they went. So that is a little unfortunate. Those are things to add to the collection. I got to get that Glacier Game Boy Advance and that Black SP. Those were the ones that I had growing up. And then maybe I would like to collect more consoles as well growing up, or that I had growing up, or different colors that I always wanted. So yeah, that's kind of some of the goals. And then a few other games that I'm missing here. This Yu-Gi-Oh! Worldwide Edition, I played a lot of as a kid. Missing that game. Missing Super Dodgeball Advance, the game. Space Invaders for Game Boy Color. Apparently I was a space... I don't know. I think that was my dad pushing that game on me. But complete in box. Super Mario Advance, missing that cartridge. And then, you know, the least valuable right here for Tony Hawk 2, I still need to find that cartridge. It's very cheap, so this will be easy to get to complete in box, but I have the box and manual, currently valued at $11. And Army Men 2, Tech Deck Skateboarding, you know, so nothing too crazy at the end of this list as far as prices go. But once again, it's not, I know that this is about prices, this video, but this journey for me is not, right? This is just about me finding and reliving my childhood. It will be cool to also, I'm going to play some of these games. I don't know if we're going to do that on the channel. If that's something you're interested in seeing, let me know. I'm still kind of trying to figure out the direction of the channel as a whole. But if we scroll up to the top right here, you can see total value really surprised me. $3,400. Just of those games that I had found. Now, most of these games, some of them were in there, but most of these games I had kept with me. When I moved out of my dad's house, I took my games with me. So I had the actual cartridges and the consoles of all my other stuff, you know, safely stored. And I took those with me wherever I moved to. So I always had my games if I wanted to go back and play them. But I didn't have the box, like the boxes and manuals, thankfully, were just being stored by my dad. And that's what led those to be in such good shape, because he, thankfully, held on to them, and I have him and only him to credit for keeping the boxes and manuals. You know, albeit me as a kid, I did make sure to not destroy them for the most part. I took, actually, for a kid, I think I took really good care of my stuff overall. So I think that contributed a little bit to this. But yeah, like I said, you pair that with his willingness to not throw anything away. We're still looking for the console boxes. Now, I know there was a Super Nintendo, the complete console box, N64, and GameCube console boxes that were there. I don't know if they're still around. He did a full remodel on his house, so things have gotten moved around. So I'm still trying to find where that stuff might be. I think it's in that big shipping container in the back. So that's another thing to keep an eye on. We'll have more videos in the future. Also, very random, if you're this far in the video, let me know how the mic is. I'm testing. I got a new air conditioning unit in here, and I wanted to see if the mic was blocking out the AC. I have it on for this video. I did an initial test, and it wasn't too bad, so hopefully that you can't really hear it. If you do hear it, then I apologize. We'll get that rectified for the next video. And my current camera that I usually film all my videos with is being used for something else at the moment, so I had to go back to my older webcam. We'll be back to the crispier DSLR camera in future videos, but this was the time slot that I had to shoot this video, so I had to take advantage of that. So thank you so much for tuning in and just kind of coming along with me as I document this journey. Like I said, I'm open to suggestions, anything that you guys have for the direction of the channel. I wasn't really planning on doing gameplay of any sort. It's mostly just supposed to be collecting and like finding these games, where I'm getting them from, and kind of just reliving the nostalgia. But I could be open to doing some gameplay and stuff like that, if that is something that you, the viewers, think that you want to see. But that wasn't the original intention with the creation of this channel. It's just kind of a documentation of where things are going, and we'll see as the collection grows how out of hand it gets. I think it's going to get pretty crazy. I already kind of have some big plans, so make sure you stay tuned with notifications on to see where this channel goes. But leave me a comment, let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one, and remember, it was never a phase.